What up, Buzz? You tapped in? Okay, Goose, you tapped in too? All right, Chicago, y'all tapped in? All right, boys, let's crack 'em. Feel like Mike in the fourth with the ball in my hands and I'm taking a shot. I'm the king in the madhouse on Madison, whether I make it or not. Now the crowd going crazy, they watching the play and I'm watching the clock. Got my shot in the air and the buzzer go off and I'm watching it drop. This team did things. MJ shot City 6 rings. D-Rose too big, too fast, too strong. History, and we good on that. Put Jilla on the track and we good on wax. 3, 2, 1. Everybody say Bulls on tap. Bulls on tap. Our city pretty and gritty. Benny the bull in the crowd getting hyper and litty. Me, I'm so drippy, it's slippery. Nothing offends me. Banners on banners, we winners. We got the stats in the news. Go and subscribe. Hang out with Buzzy and Goose. Tapping with us, we the truth. Jilla just murdered the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bull Script, and we are here after a heartbreaker in Atlanta. Bulls lose in overtime to the Atlanta Hawks, 123-122. Before we get into this one, be sure to go on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet. Hop into the comment section with all of our awesome friends that are constantly in this comment section. Just come on over to the YouTube, subscribe, hop in here. Let's talk some shit about the Bulls. Also, we're just going to get into this one. Last night was great. We had a fun time recording. We talked about some serious shit, some unwritten rules in the NBA, had a really awesome basketball conversation. And there was a question that was posed towards the end of the episode, like, are you letting yourself back in a little bit? And I had said no. And you know what I did tonight? Because I'm a piece of shit, Goose.
You let yourself back in a little bit?
A little bit. I'm like, oh, hey, here's the comeback. Hey, this is looking great. Looking good. We're having a good time. We're having fun. Okay? and then, you know, right in the fucking nuts, dude. I mean, as hard as they could. Yeah, right in the balls. They come out and they do something like this where Stacey King's not – I love Stacey. But you know how he could be with his commentary sometimes. And the exact thing that he said to not let happen, the end of that fucking game, back door, happened. And they lose. And they had it. They came back. They took their first lead in the fourth quarter against Atlanta after not having the lead since the second quarter. Started off the game pretty good. Second quarter, dudded it out. Even in the third, beat the shit out of them in the fourth, and then they blow it. It's just they should probably never have been in the game, but they were. But when you're in the game, you can't lose like that, man. I'm sorry for the rant that long to start the show off like that. I'll let you talk now. It was irritating.
No, I mean, and I guess for me, I'm not sure what I was more irritated by, Zach LaVine's shot selection down the stretch of this game, or simply allowing us to get back cut. Because outside of those two dunks in overtime, Zach forced a couple really bad threes. And I get situationally, we were down 3 points at the time, but that's not the time to do that, especially when you come down the following possessions and you show just how easy it is for you to get to the bucket and get an easy two. So his play to finish this game was kind of concerning, alarming, disappointing. We did get Zach in a back-to-back for the first time in a while, which was encouraging, at least moving forward. But to see the performance off the back-to-back, and to just have a mental lapse like that, to lose the game. When the opposing team had a mental lapse and fouled a three-point shooter who doesn't even shoot three-pointers.
I couldn't believe that.
Like, the opportunity.
But Donovich has already been in trade talks. I'm sure you've seen that throughout, the NBA trade rumors that we've talked about on the show and just us bullshitting about basketball. But he's been involved. Like, his name has come up in trade rumors. Like, as soon as he did that, I'm sitting there texting our boy Alex Root. I think I texted this to him. I was like, oh, he gone. He ain't going to make it back.
So at the same point, Atlanta doesn't win this game without that dude. He went in Fuego to close the game.
Right. You're right. He played a pretty good game. 10 for 22, 28 points for him off the bench, 36 minutes. Zach in his 39 minutes off the bench, 9 for 16, 1 for 5 from downtown, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 21 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, 7 fucking turnovers. Stop turning the ball over. Like, And we're even more fucked now because Caruso's hurt, Io's down, and I missed that because I was feeding the kids. I come back and I see he lands on Trae Young. What is Trae Young wearing? A fucking D'Lo Brown from WWF back in the day steel vest? He's just fine. I don't know, man. I'm fucking irritated so badly.
Leaving this game, our point guard situation is looking a little bleak. And obviously, Kobe White hit the really big game-tying 3 in the corner there to kind of make overtime possible. But having him or Dragic be your starting point guard, despite the things that we've seen from Dragic so far this year, is not comforting. You shared the comment about Derrick Jones Jr. over Pat Williams to close the game there, and I do think I agreed with that. Now, what I might not agree with is having Zach or DeMar on the floor as opposed to Pat Williams and all your other defensive guys, because you have literally half a second left. You just cannot let them catch the ball and shoot it, and you did.
What my thought process was, and I don't know how people are going to feel about this. Like, listen, you have to play with the odds here of what you have defensively. Right? Like we understand that we don't really have that dog wing besides Javonte Green or maybe DJJ. So I'm thinking, okay, let's have DJJ out there along with Javonte. Okay. Have Patrick Williams in there as well. Add some size guy who's nimble enough to kind of keep up with somebody who's going to come off a screen. At least you'll be able to be long enough if you can't fight over or through the screen to get your hand up to try to contest. And then I was going to have size at the rim, whether that be Drummond and Vooch. I didn't care. Just some sort of size at the rim, just in case someone was there, outstretched hand type shit. I didn't need nimble. I didn't need speed. And that is the one thing that I don't agree with what Billy did.
Well, and that was part of my confusion with having Vooch be the defender on the inbounds. Having somebody like Derrick Jones there with extremely long arms and length would have served the same purpose.
Not even just that, just super. I mean, not that Vooch isn't making a conscious effort to be active, but it's just kind of how Derrick Jones Jr. plays. Being like super active, like moving around, really trying to get in your line of vision and fuck with your head on where you're going to inbound the ball. So, yeah, it was very odd how Billy did that because listen, man, I had the flag on my back ready to praise him coming in here because I'm like, look at that challenge that he threw down in the fourth quarter.
Look at the challenge.
He coached a pretty good game. Me and Alex were talking about it, too.
Who would have thought Kobe White would have a almost game-saving defensive play? Not something that anybody would have drew up on the board prior to the game. But he also had a timeout. Like you saw that Atlanta came out with no big guys. You were allowed to make an adjustment.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here, and it's just to open the back door. Like, so usually when I'm on, when we get on the podcast, I usually have the kids down to bed, and I have the 2 computer screens. I have the game on one screen, and then I'll have the StreamYard pulled up on the other so we can do the fucking live show. I have Discord pulled up, and one of my best friends who lives in Colorado, who I grew up with, him and I watch the Bulls games together. And that's the first thing I fucking said to him. I'm like, they're trotting guards out there. I'm like, we need to do something. Like, we need to make an adjustment. And he didn't do it. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, why? But why are you not doing that? Like, it didn't feel right. But listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. 0.5 seconds. I didn't think there was a way in hell when I didn't see the ball sail towards that rim at first. Like where you can get like a
no. Even after they're calling the game and they put the points on the board, I did not think he got that shot.
Yeah, I had to see the replay to be like, God damn, Griffin really got that motherfucker off.
Fraction of a second. Like that ball was here, and just enough little lift on the hand to get it out in time.
You got to give Nate a ton of credit for that play call drop. I mean, that was fantastic.
Well, no, I mean, because that's a gutsy call. You make that inbounds pass, there's any bobbling, anything at all.
It's done.
Doesn't catch that clean in the air and just flip it up.
It's done.
You're done.
Yeah. What a play call and what faith he had in the rookie to get the job.
Apparently, that's his second game-winning shot of the year, too.
It is. Yeah, it is. Unbelievable. Again, the game front to back, they're coming off a back-to-back. They had a historic night last night, 82 points, most points they ever scored in a half against Dallas, the Luka-less Dallas Mavericks, by the way, but still in all. They had multiple opportunities to win this game tonight, and they squandered them all, and we're back to square one. We're 11-15. We're 4-10 on the road. Something's got to give. They got to figure this shit out. And now if you're going to lose Io, and you got Caruso with a back issue, there's going to be a lot of hard questions coming up to ask yourself here. Again, I'm not trying to overreact and go crazy here, but you need to win the games that you're supposed to win. And I'm not saying that Atlanta is a pushover team. Hey, they're in the fucking playoff picture. We're not.
They're definitely not a pushover team, but they were shorthanded tonight to where
They were. They didn't have Collins, and they were missing somebody else too.
Where starting this game, you had the advantage in terms of talent and depth all around, and you didn't play like it. And I don't think that the Bulls should have won this game. They should have probably not even been in the game to have that happen to finish. But to be in that position and see it end that way, as we see in the comments here, that really is just sums up the season so far.
Yeah. Oh, it really does. Yeah. DeJounte Murray, thank you. I knew it was somebody that we were missing. Also, I'm curious if everybody in the comments section, if you want to get involved in this question, and Goose, obviously, right towards you. I wanted to see a little bit more of Andre Drummond. He played probably his best game as a Bull. I mean, 14 points, 9 boards, 5 fucking steals for the big man. A ball of energy. I'm surprised he didn't get more time tonight. I felt like he was playing pretty decent, and especially I felt like he was playing pretty decent when he was against Capella as well.
No, just the fact that he has in these last few games been playing the way that he has with the aggressive nature, and he's destroying the rim.
Yeah.
Do you think that factors in at all for AK and Mark with Vooch being an expiring? Because you have somebody like Drummond there.
I mean, if
it crosses their mind,
I'm sure. I mean, but Vooch plays a bigger purpose where he can hit these fucking elbow jumpers and shit, and that helps out Zach and DeMar more. But I don't know what the fuck they're thinking now because I don't even know what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, honestly, like I'm in the building. I just don't know what to look at because I'm like, okay, should I go in the fork in the road here where I'm like, let's see what happens. It's still early, or go this way where it's like, man, they can't figure it out. They just can't ever figure it out.
So did you want to see Drummond more, like, have Billy throw him out there with Vooch outside of that?
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, besides, I told you in that last moment there of the game to use that size at the rim. I probably would have done that, but I don't know if I would play them in.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the same page with you because that is a really tough balance for Billy, especially without a point guard. Currently, the Bulls' offense does get facilitated through Vooch in the post, through Vooch getting a touch. He really is kind of the main cog that keeps the ball moving in this offense currently. So it really does put Billy in a tough spot when you have the hot hand, so to speak, like Drummond playing how he is tonight, and then you have to confidently go, well, I know on any given night, Vooch is still going to be my better option in balancing that rotation in those minutes and when you unleash that ball of energy and that beast to be out there. So I think Drummond is making it hard for Billy in the sense that you do have Drummond's a starting caliber big man in this league, in my opinion. I don't know if he's the kind of guy that can give you 30-plus minutes a night, just due to the foul trouble that he gets into, and obviously the spacing of the game is kind of taking him out of that. But the way he's been playing, the rebounding, just the effectiveness of not shooting threes can be what you need from a center sometimes, somebody that only dunks the ball and doesn't take any ill-advised shots. Not that I'd consider much of what Vooch does as ill-advised.
Yeah, right.
But I think you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, they're not ill-advised. It's just sometimes they don't fucking go in and you don't like it because it doesn't really work. I do want to get into the comment section just here real quick. Our boy Chai Sports fan Dalen starting at PG. Let's do it. Draymond Light. I think it's really early for that, but hey, why not? If Io is hurt, Goran Dragic ain't doing shit. 1 for 7 tonight. He's struggling mightily. Captain Kobe White, I don't really know. I mean, he did finish plus in the plus minus if you want to use that narrative tonight.
Again.
He was the only one who finished minus last night.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm down to fucking try anything. Javonte Green getting minutes again from Chai Sports fan said that he got it too much on his way back. He only did play 14, but I'll agree he was sloppy tonight. He did just come back, felt like he was trying to do a lot. But when he did come in, you have to be a little bit fair to him. Let's at least give all the information here. When he did come in, the Bulls were down, and I feel like he was trying to do a lot to provide that spark. I really think he was just trying to figure it out. We have Brandon. I'm not even trying that. Just Brandon in the comment section. Bulls need to work on the free throws. Derek missed a clutch one. Like, I do agree that is very upsetting. If Derek Jones would have made that free throw, we wouldn't be talking about this. We'd be talking about a victory right now. But to your point, the Bulls are ranked, I believe. I will pull this up. I need a fucking stat guy. I'm going to say third. I'm going to pull this up real quick, though. Team stats. I have it in my thing here. Yep. They're third in the NBA in free throw percentage. The Chicago Bulls are. So they're sitting at 82.1% on the year. The only teams ahead of them are Boston and Miami. And coincidentally enough, right behind them is Atlanta. So I feel like the free throws are just fine.
I can't hold that free throw on DJJ. What I really like to see in that moment after he missed that free throw was how quick his teammate Dalen Terry was to get off the bench and get in his face and hype him up and let him know that, hey, man, that one missed one don't mean shit. Because if you don't grab that board and you don't make that first one, it don't matter. Yeah. So to see the way that his teammates reacted to try to rally around him to let him know that, hey, man, we ain't where we're at. If you don't make that play to begin with,
right,
hold that against yourself, that was at least encouraging.
Yeah.
But just like you, I can't really point to our free throws being the issue here.
Right. Jello L. Why didn't Billy have Drummond and Pond to protect the rim? If you're just joining us, bud, we just talked about that. We thought that inbounds play could have used some different personnel on it to end the game. Again, I'm having a hard time fucking with Billy right now just because he didn't coach a bad game. And like, I hate the narrative that surrounds him. Especially this year right now on the kind of coach that he is, because I still think that he's a good coach. Everybody makes mistakes. That challenge that he threw down at the end of the game was absolutely fucking clutch. And we've seen Billy learn from mistakes of not using challenges like that to finally starting this season. We have talked about quite a few challenges that he's thrown down. I don't really agree with the personnel, Jello. It went down that way, and it really sucks that it went down that way. This was a winnable game for the Bulls. Honestly, the game they should have fucking won, and they needed to win. They were down the whole time, probably didn't deserve to win it, but they need to win it. They need to start stringing consistent wins together if they want to be a playoff team. I'm not even going to say playoff anymore because 1 through 6 is playoffs, a play in. And God, is that fucking annoying. I hate it. I hate the play-in. I'll never get used to it. I'll never get used to it. I hate that they're changing my sports. I'm 31 years old. I don't like change. Okay, that's my rant. I apologize.
You're set in your ways. Leave the playoffs alone. I guess maybe that 2-year gap that we got between us, I've still got a little bit of optimism and hope, and a little bit of a glimmer still in my eye because I like the concept of the play-in.
Yeah, you seem like an open-minded guy. I'm fucking Ebenezer Scrooge. I'm bah humbugged out.
I feel like after we went through that whole tank thing, the play-in gives teams a reason to not do that quite so much, and at least for the integrity of the game, so to speak, that it is a positive change. But I don't like talking about my team as a play-in team. It definitely feels like a downgrade from playoffs. and the fact that a few years ago being the 8th seed was like an accomplishment, like we're in the playoffs, we're good. Now you're in a little mini play-in tournament. That don't feel good. It don't sound good. It doesn't sound like an achievement. It really kind of just sounds to me.
Yeah, nothing really is great about it. I'm moving on from this shit because I'm not letting my weekend end like this right now. We'll bring up our next couple opponents here.
The Bears had a bye week. They couldn't hurt you. Sox have already messed up the whole offseason. So
what the fuck's the matter with you? I just said I want to end on a good Sunday. What are you doing? And then the Illinois got their ass whipped by Penn State yesterday. I'm sitting here fucking debating whether or not to take a toaster bath. What are we talking about? I don't understand what the hell's going on around here, dude. I'm getting pissed off. But a good point Chai Sports fan just pointed out. The Bulls play the Knicks twice in like 3 days. It might just be what the doctor ordered. I sure the fuck hope so. The Bulls take on the Knicks on Wednesday on ESPN at 6:30 at the United Center, and then they play them again on Friday.
See, that's a double-edged sword. It could be what the doctor ordered. It could also be what the doctor is relaying. Like, you're done.
Fuck, dude,
like,
I'm telling you something right now. They better not fuck with me because I hate the fucking Knicks, dude. I can't. Oh, and you know what? I'm sorry. Going back to Atlanta. I fucking hate Trae Young, man. I can't stand his face. I can't stand his like weird little balding hairdo that he has going. I can't fucking handle it. This guy sucks. Can't stand him.
Unfortunately, I can't say he sucks. He almost gamed us despite playing a pretty
trash.
bad game.
He's
and
trash.
I think it was our buddy Joe tweeted that Trae Young was the Bulls' most important player tonight because he was taking all these horrible shots.
Joe's got to stop hurting me before I fucking give him a swift kick.
There was a couple moments tonight where it's like, Trae, you like throwing this game to get traded, or like what's the deal here?
Well, I mean, he's shooting a career low from the field and three. He's been terrible. He's been absolutely fucking terrible. And then, of course, he has to come down the court and hit that fucking contested three from almost half court and just, oh God, do I hate him? He gives me heartburn.
So when he threw the ball in the stands to end, you weren't doing so good.
Yeah, no, I hate him. God, I hate him. I hate him so much. We got our boy Hank Rodriguez in the comments here. Bulls lost to Orlando at home. So, you know what, Hank? You're probably right. Okay, but I don't like the Knicks.
We can't give the Knicks any credit, regardless of the situation.
But I need something good here.
That's the trick. Is we should and we are capable of beating the Knicks in both of these games. But if they do the opposite to us, send it. Just start moving people, because I don't know if I could watch this team after that.
I'm gonna watch, and believe me, I'm gonna be bitching like I've never bitched before. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna call, they're gonna tune into Bulls on Tap, and they'll be like, "Wow, we used to have fun. We'd laugh with these guys, and we'd laugh in their misery, or we'd share their excitement." And then now they're gonna be like, "Man, all Buzz ever does is bitch, and Goose is poking fun at him about how the Sox didn't do shit during the offseason and how the Bears suck and everything's on fire. You're gonna turn me into a negative Nancy." And I don't know.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of a Chicago sports fire going on right now. There's really not, except for the sky. That's like the only thing that's been good.
I enjoyed watching the Sky. It sucked when they lost in the playoffs this year. They did really well, but I mean, it was just everything sucks all the fucking time. Even when you think you're on the uptick,
It's winter in Illinois, and the Bulls can't even win basketball games. What?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just sitting here and I'm just praying. Like, hey, I do my job. I go to work every day. I take care of my kids. I pay my bills. Do what I got to do. I have my good buddy who I do a fucking podcast with. I became best friends with. 4 years, we've been doing it together. God, can you cut me a little bit of a fucking break? Just a little bit.
We went through half a decade of torture together.
I'm dying here.
Can we get more than the 35 games to start last season of happiness? Can we just get a little bit? Just a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. Like, I watch this shit transpire, and it's just like, oh, hey, when Lonzo comes back, watch out. Lonzo Ball's knee is still fucked. Still not running. Oh, great. Oh, Io's playing real good.
Did you see the video of him, what was he doing? He's doing deadlifts, or
he's putting that work in, and then he's laughing and smiling, yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing that if you can't run or jump? Like, I'm happy to just see him in a gym, in workout clothes, doing something. But why are you... Get the fundamentals of walking, running, and jumping down before we start picking up heavy shit, please.
I'll tell you something right now. What he needs to do is take a little hit and fucking just see if he can run and be all right. That's what he needs to do. And see if the pain goes away for at least a little tiny bit. And he's like, okay, shit. Oh, I'm all right. All right, cool. Go. I found the fucking answer.
It's funny you mentioned that, because being in Rockford, we do have the ice hogs around here. And I do have to say, I've seen some ice hogs at work.
Oh my God. I'm sure you have, man. I'm sure you have. Well, you know what? Tell him to fucking give some to Lonzo, because I'm getting tired of this nonsense. Before I get my blood pressure, too, look at my face, dude. I'm fucking turning red. I'm getting pissed off. I am. I'm irritated as shit, man. I'm fucking irritated on this losing shit when we're supposed to be winning. Like, when I say supposed to be winning, I mean, like, winning the game that was presented. I know that we're not this unbeatable team in the Eastern Conference or anything, but, like, come on, man. Don't do dumb shit like that, because you're just beating yourselves at that point. And Billy needs to look at himself in the mirror for that personnel decision at the end of the game, and hopefully learn if there is a next time for that. So I don't have much else. You have anything else that you'd like to get out in the open before?
I mean, I know you're rearing to go, but we're talking Knicks. We're talking Bulls struggles. I think we'd be a little remiss not to bring up the Cam Reddish situation right
Oh, yeah. No, I'd love to talk about that. So, second round pick or a talent with a different skill set was a report.
Though there
MK
was
Hoops.
a secondary report after that said that that's the current market, not what the Knicks are looking for.
Right, the current market, right.
That's what teams are offering. Unfortunately for the Bulls, we do not have our second round pick this year due to the Lonzo tampering nonsense.
Right.
New Orleans has our second in 2024, and the Lakers have our second in 2025. So we don't have many seconds at our disposal.
Marko Simonovic, come on down.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that the Knicks would have any interest in that, given that they signed Hartenstein in the offseason.
I'm sorry, you don't think they'd have any fucking? You think they have no interest whatsoever, Marko Simonovic? You think they have no interest in the guy that bullies fucking cashiers from Trader Joe's on the weekends at the Windy City Bulls games?
But the Windy City Bulls don't have interest in Marko Simonovic.
Remember when I said don't piss me off? Like my face was red already. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't getting Cam Reddish. I ain't got nothing to give him. I've got nothing. So you want another broken guard? Take Kobe.
Well, no, I mean, and that would be a full circle moment to trade the guy you drafted instead of taking Reddish originally. Obviously, different regime. But I wonder if that's something the Knicks would entertain. You say different skill set. I mean, I would consider Kobe having one less potential skill set than Cam, and the fact that Cam, at least theoretically, should be a 3-and-D player in the long run. I don't know that Kobe will ever be a 3-and-D player, despite hitting a 3 and playing D to keep us in this game in the fourth. That's not something I expect out of Kobe consistently. So I don't even know if Kobe and Marko together gets you Cam Reddish. And that's kind of
completely out of the rotation, though. I mean, he's not even playing. I can't see it being a ton. I mean, and if it was, I would just tell Tibbs and Leon Rose, just fuck off. Like, okay, if you're gonna don't fucking play with me. Don't put it out there that he's available because obviously he's available because the guy's riding fucking pine, But I mean, seriously, if that's not enough for me, then fuck you then. All right, whatever. I'll get him in free agency because his value is at the fucking lowest it could possibly be. So
I'm trying to remember what the Knicks gave up for him. I don't believe.
But if you want a guy, and this is honest, and I tell Tibbs this, you want a guy that'll fucking show up, okay, and can beat people like me in basketball, then Marko Simonovic is your fucking guy. All right? He's the guy that you can, put in practice against your NBA players, and they will look fucking fantastic against this guy. You want to talk confidence-building teammate? Marko Simonovic. Fucking rumor has it Dalen Terry felt like Michael Jordan playing against him. Fucking dunked right in his fucking face. Balls on forehead, everything. I don't care anymore. I'm mad.
So what you're telling me is we probably can't get Cam Reddish because we don't have any assets left.
Well, unless they want a confidence builder, then no.
Okay.
No. I don't know who we're going to get.
So we're out on the Cam Reddish sweepstakes, even though the asking price is a second.
How sick is that? The sweepstakes for a guy who doesn't fucking play. And we can't get him. You know why? Because we traded all of our second-round picks.
And we talked to Lonzo too soon, and we told everybody about it.
But don't worry. Lonzo will be back like the Terminator in 2037, motherfucker. All right? They're going to fucking cryogenically freeze him so he won't age. You have a bionic knee. It's going to be amazing.
I was going to say they can freeze him. He's still going to come out with a bum knee.
DeMar will be 73 years old, still balling. Getting his work in the offseason at the fucking YMCA on Cicero. God, I'm tired, dude. I'm mad.
Yeah, we should go. This is only going to go even worse from here. We can't trade for improvements because we don't have the assets. We can't. I mean, we could trade everybody away and rebuild, but that
let's go get fucking Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, that doesn't work either because we only keep our first round pick if it's in the top 4.
Right.
So
and then in our luck, we'd fucking get a top 4 pick. It'd be 4
again.
So no Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson. Nope, not for us.
Let's go find a guy that plays on the bench for his college team. Take him number 4.
I'm sorry I was so negative to everybody that usually listens to this show. I'd like to apologize. I got very upset. I use humor and anger to mask my feelings. I can't believe, though, we can't trade for Cam Reddish. Like, there's just nothing.
No, breaking that down made me even more sad. we should have just finished the show. We shouldn't have talked about Cam Reddish.
All right, well, on that note, anything else you'd like to say, my friend?
No, I'm going to hold my peace. I'm going to hold my peace, or it's not going to be very peaceful.
All right. Everybody, thank you for the comment section was absolutely fucking lit tonight, guys. We'll see you Wednesday. Thank you for coming in here. Seriously, there's pages of fucking comments on here. I really appreciate it. It's awesome. Come on Wednesdays after the Bulls play the Knicks at 6:30. Be sure to go on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. That's presented by Sports Illustrated Media Group. Also go over to the YouTube on Tap Sportsnet. Type that in the search bar on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the little bell. Anytime we go live, you'll get notified. It's awesome. Hop in the comment section. I'm going to go grab a toaster because Shy Sports Fan told me to, and go take a toaster bath because the Bulls lost.
Well,
we'll
I'm
be
going to
back.
pretend that I didn't read Hank's comment because, we're probably going to give Orlando another top 10 pick, and then we're really going to cry.
God damn it, Hank. What did I say? What did I say?
All right.
All right.
Hit the button.